Namaste everyone. Once again, welcome to Healing Mandolin. Good evening and good morning. Very happy to see you all here. Madhu Garu, welcome to Healing Mandolin.
Rajesh Garu, Mr. Praveen Garu. Welcome everyone.
Yes, today being a Sunday, I'll start with a song on Goddess, Kamakshi, Kanchadaya Dakshi, Ragam Kamala Manohari, Adital.
Beautiful, sir. Amazing, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Today I'm very excited. We have a very special guest, sir. Please invite him.
Yeah, he's one of the leading, amazing, versatile singers of Carnatic music. The one and only Sikil Gurucharanji. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram to everyone. I'm so happy to be on the show.
Thank you for coming and thank you for your valuable time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me.
Sikil Gurucharanji, the speciality is you're the first vocalist or the master of voice we have invited into Healing Mandolin. It is such an honor. We are already your fans. Sarvam Talamayam we have seen, and many of your videos we have seen, we have followed, we are fans. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a chance to be in the midst of Srinivasa's music and his family. What else do you want?
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful, sir. Rajesh sir, if you permit me, I want to ask questions. I'm very keen.
Please, sir, please.
Definitely. Sikil Guricharanji, how do you manage both the speciality of your classical touch and also you do the fusion? And some of your talk shows and all that, the mastery of ragas, I'll come to that later. But I want to see how you manage both the worlds and the fan following and everything, of course.
Uh, Thank you. You're actually embarrassing me. Fan following, I don't have to manage, sir. We are happy to have fans. That's all. But as you said, the Carnatic and the other crossover music that I do, which is something I learned from people like Mandolin Srinivasji only, because their core has not changed. Even if Mandolin Srinivasji is playing in a proper Sabha in Chennai, or he's playing with Shakti in Stockholm, anywhere, what he's playing, the same Bindu Malini sounds the same here and there also. So he has not changed. His music doesn't change. So something like that is what we also aspire to. Don't change who you are. Your core identity should not change. So that's what I've been practicing, trying to master. Yeah.
No, beautifully said. What you said is true. I mean, it's like a conversation language. It doesn't need that we need to learn that language. We need to come to a point where we start understanding each other. So, and holding the purity always is very important. Thank you. Wonderfully explained.
So, and also one more thing, your ability to stand between the intersection of planes, very amazing. You led a corporate life and you have done into finance and real world, and you have studied and in the world, and then you're as an artist. There are like a lot of people, 100% full-time artists. So it is inspiring for rest of the generation and community. Yes, one can have a profession, yet be master of the art. So right and left brain kind of thing. How do you do that? Tell us more about it.
I didn't work at all, G. I love to study. I love to, whatever I did in my master's in financial management and before that BCom, I really enjoyed studying. But after that, I tried to work. I tried to get into this corporate world, but somehow, thank God, it didn't happen. And there were some kind-hearted people within the music field who said that, till you get a footing in your career as a full-time professional, why don't you come and work in our studio, which was Giri Trading Agency and the Surang Studios. They invited me to help the studio engineer to record musicians because I know music, and it'll be a learning experience for me as well. So that was a very good thing. And Shruti, the World Space radio channel, they asked me to be a radio jockey. So all these things helped me to kind of learn a little more about the world in general. And then it was ready for, I was ready for music as a full-time profession.
Beautiful, sir. Very, very beautiful.
I mean, of course, we three worked, you, me, Anil. It's a wonderful experience. And Anilji was also a previous guest in one of our shows.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Would like to, I mean, like, if you want to share something about working with him and, Anil.
Definitely. I actually would like to admit wholeheartedly and with absolute pleasure that I got to meet Mandolin Srinivas Anna only because of Anil Srinivasan. Till then, I knew him I knew Srinivas sir as a musician, and he knew me as Sickle Sister's grandson, who is also singing. Like that, and wherever we used to meet, as in his Srinivasan trademark style, he'll do this namaskaram, and with all his humility, he'll treat me also as a human being, and I would be little, but still he would do that and everything. But only after I started working with Anil Srinivasan in 2005, we came up with an album, and to launch that album in a very informal way, we had this morning performance at a coffee shop here in Lloyd's Road, Chennai. And Anil said that he's just invited very few of his musician friends, and it'll be a informal launch, and it'll be nice to get our music known to the Chennai music circle. But I thought maybe it'll be some people from corporate and some other people. But the first person to come was Srinivasan. I was like, my jaw dropped and said, "Oh, what is he doing here in Grammari?" And I don't know. With some people, even though you are nervous, the moment you are with them, you get so comfortable. It's you forget that they are a legend and everything. That's the speciality of Srinivasa. He made us feel so Anil has worked with Srinivas sir many times before, and that's the reason he attended that concert. And he was so much generous in his appreciation, and I think it is his trademark style. He not only shared great music, but he also shared great positivity till he lived. So that was the biggest thing. And even after that, he used to come to the concerts that Anil and I did. But the biggest break for me was to be invited by him to sing in an album that he was playing along with Sir John McLaughlin. That was a very huge thing. I didn't expect that, and it went on to get nominated for Grammy awards, at the 51st Grammy Awards. Everything was like a dream. So all I had to do was go to Srinivas Anna's house, the studio, and Srinivas sir said, "Gee, can we do something in Hindolam? Konjam Hindola ragam paadungo na pinadi apdiye vaasikiren." I said, "Ayyo ninga." I don't know whether to feel nervous or to feel happy. I am so in a different zone now. And he was like, "Nachi, paadunga parvala," and then it just happened. I wouldn't say that I really worked hard on the album. It was all because of Sir John and you Srinivas and Louis Banks and everyone. They made me feel I was I would say the rank newcomer in that album, a very young singer, but they treated me like something else, and I owe them a lot, especially Srinivas Anna, a lot for that breakthrough.
Wonderful. Can you sing something for the audience today? A little bit, whatever you want.
Sure. Let's sing a little bit of Hindolam Alapanna. Ninglo, Rajesh sir, Ninglo.
Of course. Vale. Amazing. Thank you.
Rajesh sir, amazing sir. Such a divine voice and gifted. Suddenly it feels like sitting in a river bank and really near a temple. Very nice divine voice, sir. Sir, I have a question since we mentioned Hindola Ragam. You are one of the singers, Carnatic singers, who demonstrated and talked a lot about ragas, especially the ragas that have notes that are close to each other. And you also mentioned that a great concert is one where we can demonstrate the difference between closely resembling ragas. Please elaborate, sir. Please tell more about it.
Yeah, I think the more we go deeper into our Carnatic music, we find that it is so vast in terms of the ragas. Maybe we listen to so many audience members, senior audience members saying that Sangeeta Sagaram, it's never enough for one lifetime. One lifetime is not enough for you to go in this Sagaram. The main reason we kind of realized that it's because of the ragas and the notes that we have. Even the compositions we can master a bulk of the compositions. But each time, the same Hindola Raga, tomorrow if I play with Rajesh ji again, we will have a different idea. We will have a different kalpana that comes to us. So that is the speciality of the raga system that we have in Indian classical music. And to analyze a little bit about how each raga is similar to another raga, but in the same way it is similar, it is also different. So a Hindolam is very close to Varamu, or in this side Surya. But if you use certain different set of gamakas, you can still present each raga in its distinct way. So that how I think it's something to do with unity and diversity, Maratha. So all ragas are united, but they are separated. So we need to find ourselves in each raga. That's the trick, I think.
Can you please demonstrate with your voice? We want to hear more your voice and singing. Like present us two close ragas, maybe. That's a stupid question. You don't know.
Actually, Rajesh ji, why don't we pick 3 ragas that I just mentioned with the same Sagamadhanisa, Sanida Magasa, Surya, Varamu, and Hindolam. We'll do a little bit of Swara Prastaram, Swara Ragamaliga within these 3 ragas. I think Zoom la talam sariya varata. So I'll sing one, and then you can play the next raga.
Then I'll follow better because sync
Yeah. Anum danum danum dadanum danum dadanum dadanum danum 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 dadanum dadaganum dum dadaganum dadanum dadaganum dadanum da. Gama da 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 ma da ni sa da ma ga 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 sa ni sa ga 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 sa ni sa ma ga 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 sa ni sa da da ma ga 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 ma da ni sa da ga ga ma ga sa da 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 ni ga sa ni da ni sa ni da da ma da ni da ma ga. Ga 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 sa ni ga ga sa ga ma da ni sa da ma ga 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 ma da 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 ni sa ni sa ni da da ma ga 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 da 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 ma ga sa sa ma da ma ga da 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 ni da ma ni sa ni da sa 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 da ni sa ga 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 ma ga ga sa ni da 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 ni ga sa ni da da sa da da ga sa ni da da ma ga ma da. So this is
amazing.
What I try to bring out in words. I think music conveys a lot more than words.
Very deep, sir. Very deep. Very
beautiful, beautiful,
Thank
sir.
you.
Amazing, Sekhilji.
Sir, you started as a very young artist. You have really mastered it, even including the intricacies of it. What do you advise people who are learning music and especially vocal? I know you played a lot of instruments, you have played fusions and so many in the modern world. Please suggest some tips so that they can master really.
I think mastery is a lifelong process. We have to just pursue that mastery, pursue perfection. We will attain perfection some days, and some days we won't attain perfection. So it's a very elusive thing, I think.
Right.
At least for me, it is that way. What I would not advise, but what I would share from my experience is a complete control over the raga and tala system of our Indian music, especially Carnatic music. So I don't talk about the theory as such, because theory is a different field. Once you get into theory, knowing the ragas, the 72 Melakarta, and how the frequencies, the tala structure, that's a different ball game. But just to listen for Kelvi Jnanam solra mari, just keep listening to a lot of ragas and observe a lot of performers that are who are legends in their own fields, and everyone will have something or the other to teach you. You may not consciously learn some lessons, but the more you listen to one artist, you will start imbibing their musical sensibilities. Not imitating. I'm not talking about imitation, but for example, when I for Srinivas sir, I've heard so many ragas of his, so many concerts. But my grandmothers, when they taught me ragas like Manirangu and Bindu Malini, they used to wholeheartedly appreciate the way மேண்டலின் ஸ்ரீனிவாச கேளு அப்படின்னு பார்த்த மணிரங்கோ வாசிக்கிற அந்த அந்த இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்ட்ல எப்படி அந்த சாஸ்திரியமா அந்த மணிரங்கோ கொண்டு வந்திருக்கா பாரு. Because my party is a huge fan of Manirangu, and of course Srinivasar, who is not a fan. So our the way she, so I was very surprised to note that someone who is as senior as my grandmothers asked me to go and listen to someone who's younger than them.
Exactly.
For ragas. So I think ragas, the complete mastery of raga and talas, if someone has, we have to surrender ourselves to them and learn what they have to offer. Yeah.
Amazing, sir. Amazing, sir. That brings another question.
Yeah, please, Madhuji.
Sir, that brings another question. When it comes to mastery, there's a difference. There are two kinds of masters, sir. Some people who surf, some people who deep dive. You have done both. How do you go vastness in the theoretical or aspects of music, at the same time attain the depth? Like, what is your day schedule like? What time you get up in order to accommodate this? How many hours?
No, you don't want to know that. I'll set a wrong example for all the if I say what time I get up and I practice. Say that you have to get good sleep. Rajesh ji will get a good night's sleep. Whenever you sleep and wake up, you have to feel fresh. Practice, I think it's according to each one's comfort zone, sir. So if some people might feel very comfortable singing for 1 hour and then taking a break and then coming back again practicing for 2 hours, I think SPB sir, since we are still not out of that shock, some people, some friend of mine sent a very nice forward of what all SPB sir said about how to learn music and how to practice music. Of course, he meant this for fellow young cinema singers, but I think we have to take it nevertheless. So he said that don't practice full songs, practice bits and pieces of songs and make that into a loop and keep singing the entire day. So I think it's a very relevant advice, because sometimes we'll find that one sangadi will not suit us, or பாடுறதுக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். Maybe in a raga like Rasika Priya or very difficult Vivadi, we won't be able to sing the entire raga structure. But practicing bits and pieces of the raga and keep on looping those sangadis over and over again. Even something as basic as a Sarali Varsai or a Jante, keep looping and singing it for 15-20 minutes non-stop. It will definitely make you a better musician. As you said, for a surfer, doing these exercises will definitely take them deep into the ocean.
Beautiful. Sir, mastery of bhava, how to get that then? They get the technicality, but how do you get the touch and feel? When you are singing something, we can feel what you're trying to convey. Where do we go? Where do we start there? Whether it's instrument or vocal?
With all due respect, I think I just sing with the raga swarupa in my mind, even if it is a song. Yes, the meaning is important, but I at least speaking about myself, I'm so invested in presenting the raga through the song that I think that is the reason probably audience, they are able to listen to the emotion behind the lyrics so well. So the lyrics, it helps carry the music to different audiences. In Chennai, Tamil Padina, it carries, the lyrics carry a lot of the emotion. So similarly in different places, if you sing in those languages, the lyrics will carry the music to the audience. The bhava, I think each one is endowed with their own set of bhava. So I can't expect the same bhava that I feel while singing Chakkani Raja to be reflected in the audience also. They might feel happier than what I felt on stage. They might feel more melancholic with listening to my Karahara Priya, but I would have been very joyful singing that Karahara Priya. So there is always that difference. But the bhava of music, that should never, the transmission of that bhava of music should never break. That I feel very strongly about.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Rajesh sir, you were asking something and I was excited.
No. with this pandemic and so much of stress going on, what is your advice generally to people what to do? I know, of course, our music is the only thing which gives us solace. Otherwise, I think people will go crazy because
Crazy.
sitting at home for 6 months, I think for us even it's not easy, but at least with the music we'll able to cope up. So your
Yeah,
advice or what you want to say?
I think the main big lesson I learned to is to kind of count our blessings, Ji. நம்ம somehow or the other பகவான் நம்மள ஒழுங்கா வச்சிருக்கார். So we have to first realize that rather than getting bogged down and saying what kind of life is this, when will this go. We have to definitely do the necessary precautions. We have to take the precautions, social distancing, everything is going to be how it is moving forward for the next few months at least. But other than that, just whatever is our karma and what is our duty, we need to keep doing, which is to practice music. Nevertheless, whether we find an avenue to perform or not, but still we have to keep learning songs. And of course, somehow or the other opportunities, it takes a different form today. In today's world, although there are no physical concerts, somehow things happen like classes or workshops or online concerts. Something or the other keeps happening. So biggest thing I've learned is to kind of count my blessings and kind of pass on little positivity to others. And such a wonderful program you are doing through the Healing Mandolin. So it's something that people at the end of the week, they might have this stress, when is this going to end and things like that. But if they listen to a program like yours with some music and one major thing that I feel, due to this pandemic, the distance between artists and audience, they have kind of shrunk, because a lot of artists take time off to speak to the audience now. Because முன்னாடி social media பேசாதவா கூட, they now make it a point to interact, because everything is not full length concerts. They have concerts, they have interactive sessions, lecture demonstrations, they explain what a song is. So I think that is a good thing to come out of this pandemic. And once, and I'm sure things will get better once the sabhas reopen, I think it will be a great way to restart music in this new world, I think.
True, very true. I mean, like as you said, we should count our blessings because, as you said, God, and we learn a lot in this pandemic, new things, and we can work on ourselves. I'm talking about me, work,
Exactly.
errors, practice
Exactly.
better. And as you said, spreading, I mean, the whole idea when Madhuji said we should start this Healing Mandolin was to give positive energy, because so stressful. Anybody you call, they said they are so stressed with something or other with this pandemic. And then thank you, people like you come and inspire a lot of people. Thanks for coming and your valuable time. We really enjoyed. And before we go to end, we want a few lines of whatever you want to sing, and we'll end this session. Ji.
Sure.
Few lines, not much.
Any song maybe. நீங்க வாசிக்கிறீங்களா ராஜாச்சி?
இல்ல நீங்க you sing. You want tantra?
தாம்பூரா மட்டும் கொடுங்க. అలపైన వేళ అలపైన వేళ ఎక్కువ హరినామమే ఎక్కుమరి లేదు ఆకటి వేళ అలపైన వేళ ఎక్కువ హరినామమే దిక్కుమరి లేదు Little bit of Raga Jog.
Sabash. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for a wonderful time.
Thank you,
Abhijit.
Ji. Thank you. I wish all of you the
Thank you, Ji.
best of life ahead and all happiness.
Thank you.
And may the grace of
God.
Mandolin Srinivas Ji always be there upon us and guide our musical journeys.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a
Namaste, Ji.
good
Namaste,
day.
Babu Ji. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much. Thank you. Every week in Healing Mandolin, we are talking about one raga. Today, I want to talk about Hindolam. Hindolam is one of the finest ragas and also, of course, composed very well by all the great musicians. I want to take one example and from Tyagaraja, Samaja Varagamana. It is in Hindolam. Using astrological thinking and spiritual thinking, I wanted to understand what is Samaja Varagamana and how Hindolam is actually becoming the framework of that song. First of all, I wanted to see on a mandolin, since we are in Healing Mandolin, where the notes of Hindolam are. The notes are here. Basically, the notes are Re and Pa are not there. The basic notes are Sa, Ga, Ma, Da, Ni. I request all the Carnatic people who are interested in Carnatic music to forgive my ignorance. And also, with this fresh perspective, I'm trying to understand how Hindolam is working. Those of you who do not know, please look at even just Google it. You can see the notes of where exactly the positions of these notes are. So, Sa, open string for us in mandolin. Ga, Ma. Sa, Ga, Ma. And then there's no Pa. Da, Ni. So basically on a fretboard, these two strings connect the bass octave or the bass octave if you think. Basically, Gamma, Gamma, the movement is here. Gamma, Gamma are here. Da, Ni are here. Gamma are here. Da, Ni are here. Actually, if you look at it geometrically, in a geometric perspective, imagine this as a diagram. You'll be surprised to see 2 here, 2 here. If there's an elephant standing here, Ga is Gaja, Ga is Ganapati. If I think of it, Sa is an open string. I can see elephant trunk. 2 feet here, the right side feet. There's 2 legs here. Dani, the other left side legs are here. You can see actually a walking elephant. I'm not sure if Tyagaraja saw the same. I'm not sure, but I can see an elephant walking. And when I look at it, I was like, wow, Hindolam is like steps. It also looks like a step. There's like this thing here and this thing here. From a step, you can claim this is lower level, this is a higher level. So you step up, you go up, Gamana movement. So movement, so he's talking about God's movement and he's telling Rama or Krishna, you can call it. The Rama, Lord Rama, he's telling Prabhu, Samaja Varagamana. Samaja is elephant. You're walking like an elephant. Yes, if an elephant is walking, right side legs go first and left side next and left go forward, then the other ones. The same kind of movement is there. So you're walking royally like an elephant. That's what he's telling God. And interestingly, if I take the notes, astrological perspective also, in Hindolam, the notes are Sa is the first house. Ga, because we are using Ga 2, it is the 4th house. Ma is in the 6th house or the 6th note in the 12 Swara chakras. Da is the 9th and Ni is the 11th. If I place Ga exactly falls, the Ga 2 falls in the 4th house. 4th house talks about heart, about Hridaya, heart, and mother. Coincidentally, Samaja Varagamana is all about vehicles and movements. 4th house is for vehicles. And also, as you can see, Sadhu Hrit, Hridaya is 4th house. 4th house is heart. Sadhurt, the word directly he used pertaining to fourth house. Fourth house is mother. And the words in Samaja Varagamana is Veda Siro Matruja Saptasvara. So he's talking about Matru, mother also. Veda Mata, Saraswati also. So all these things, his movement of Rama like an elephant, that is where it's also referring to Gajendra Moksham, because the elephant was in great danger and he prayed and immediately God went to save it. So please come and save me, whether it's COVID or whatever situation in life is. Oh God, come and save us. This is one of the best ones. Listening to Samaja Varagamana is a very smooth traveling, journey level safety. We are going out, we are traveling a lot. We are unable to confine ourselves at home anymore. So Samaja Varagamana is the best healing composition that ensures our safety of the travel. Jai Hanuman, Jai Mahaprabhu.